name is June O'Sullivan and I'm the Chief Executive of the London Early Years Foundation. We're the largest childcare social enterprise in the UK and we run 38 nurseries across London. Over a year we will look after 4,500 children and 25% of them are babies. So what the 1001 Critical Days campaign is saying is very important to us, because what it's saying is that babies matter and what we do with babies from the earliest stage is really, really important. And not all nurseries understand that. Sometimes nurseries don't put the best staff with their babies, or they don't put the most experienced staff with their babies. They don't realise that every engagement, every connection, every conversation, every touch builds a synaptic connection and supports those children to develop. And so we're doing a lot of work here to make sure that our baby provision is the best for us and that we understand our babies. And we do that with our baby practitioners and engaging with them and getting them to understand the importance that they have in the role, not just with the babies, which is significant, but also with the parents. We found that, supporting parents, having what we call pedagogical conversations with parents, extending parents' understanding of what babies are learning and what they can do, is both surprising and awe-inspiring. Many parents don't realise just how much babies are learning and what they're connecting to. They think of them as, tiny things that need to be swaddled up and wrapped up. But when you explain to them that every time you change a nappy, it's an opportunity to do wonderful, wonderful engagement and extend the baby's language, eye contact, touch, opportunities for them to become more confident, which leads to them becoming more social, which leads them becoming able to build friendships. They are amazed. They don't really always realise that. They just think of them as have to be cared for and nurtured, and kept safe. And we see that with our babies. People don't realise, but babies love to make friends. People say, oh no, babies don't make friends. But they do. They make friends. They choose to play with other babies that they like better. They follow their eyes. They engage with them in a quite a playful and sort of friendship way. And good practitioners understand that, and they nurture that, and they create an environment, a calm, quiet, thoughtful environment that allows babies to become, little people in their own right. And the more you have those conversations with parents, the more they realise just little things that they do, like turning their phones off, like picking up the child when they're distressed, opening up their ideas by just showing them the light coming through the leaves and the trees, and then expanding that to talking to dads and how dads are really important in what happens with babies, and understanding, just the different tones of their voices, the different sound when they sing to them, the different ways that they talk to them, the different kinds of play. Dads are much more kind of active with their babies. They'll throw them higher in mums would have a heart attack thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to fall, but dads will throw them right in the air and the baby will respond. I don't think the public, let alone anybody else, understands that importance. And so for those of us being kind of gifted the opportunity to look after small children under twos, you have to have the best practitioners, you have to have the most sensitive engagement, you have to have an environment that's nurturing but also has got a little bit of risk in it and enables the child to do a little bit extra. You have to have a huge knowledge of child development, and that includes not just what we know about current milestones, but also brain development, synaptic connections, the way new research is helping us to understand what babies can do, and can see, and can hear. You have to have the most sensory of experiences for them. Everything is done through their mouths, through their eyes, through their noses, through their ears. So we have to have environment and staff who understand that. We have to have lots of language, but in singing and sounds and games, rather than just expecting to just talk all the time. I think all of those things are very underestimated. I recently was talking to some colleagues about conferences, and I said, if you looked at all the conferences that you've seen in the last, 18 months, you may find one about babies, or maybe a reference, but in terms of it being a health issue, babies' health problems are stuff. That's crazy. I mean, children don't come to us age 2. They come to us tiny, tiny babies with huge potential. And I think as a society, we need to understand that much more. So at LEYF, we're doing our bit to try and make sure that our staff are good enough to be working with babies, knowledgeable enough to be working with babies, sensitive enough to be working with babies, and able to use that to create the best environment for them and to support their parents and their grandparents and the whole kind of community that's around those children to understand what babies need. And if we get it right, enormous benefits that has in the longer term.